diplomatic shockwave out of Asia, Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te has been forced to cancel a crucial overseas visit, not due to conflict or weather, but because multiple countries suddenly shut their skies. The planned trip to Eswatini, Taiwan's last remaining ally in Africa, was abruptly derailed after overflight permissions were revoked at the last moment. This isn't routine disruption, this is geopolitics playing out in the airspace, and it signals a dramatic escalation in the battle for diplomatic recognition. 3 countries, Seychelles, Mauritius, and Madagascar, denied passage to the presidential aircraft without warning. Taiwan says the move came after intense pressure and economic coercion from China. If true, this marks a striking shift, where not just diplomacy, but even transit routes are being influenced by global power dynamics.
This time, the cancellation of flight permits by 3 countries, Seychelles, Mauritius, and Madagascar, without prior warning, was actually due to strong pressure, including economic coercion, from the Chinese authorities.
Beijing didn't deny the outcome, it welcomed it. Chinese officials praised the countries for adhering to the One China principle, reinforcing its claim over Taiwan. For China, this isn't just policy, it's enforcement. And the message is unmistakable. Nations that engage with Taiwan risk consequences, even in something as routine as granting airspace access. As of now, the United States has entered the row, accusing China of running what it calls an intimidation campaign to block Taiwan's outreach. A U.S. State Department spokesperson said Washington is concerned that multiple countries revoked overflight clearances under pressure, calling it interference in routine travel by Taiwanese officials.
These countries are acting at the behest of China by interfering in the safety and dignity of routine travel by Taiwan officials. This is yet another case of Beijing waging its intimidation campaign against Taiwan and Taipei's supporters around the world.
For Taiwan, the implications are serious. With only 12 diplomatic allies left, the island is facing increasing isolation. What was once a standard diplomatic visit has turned into a global flashpoint, exposing how limited Taiwan's international space has become. Even symbolic gestures, like a presidential visit, are now being actively blocked.
This unprecedented act of coercing third countries to change sovereign decisions not only impacts aviation safety and violates relevant international norms and practices, but also constitutes blatant interference in the internal affairs of other countries, disrupts the regional status quo, and hurts the feelings of the Taiwanese people. The Republic of China, Taiwan government strongly condemns Beijing's blatant actions.
What makes this moment unprecedented is the method. Taiwan's presidents have historically transited through countries without formal ties. This has rarely been an issue, but this time, that norm has been shattered. Airspace, usually governed by international aviation rules, is now a geopolitical tool, and that changes the rules of the game entirely. At its core, this is about power projection. China's influence is no longer confined to its borders. It's shaping decisions across continents, especially in regions like Africa, where economic ties run deep. And the fallout goes beyond one cancelled trip. It raises a larger question. In today's world, who truly controls access? Sovereign nations or the powers behind them?
On U.S. criticism over pressuring African nations to revoke overflight clearances for Taiwan's president, Mandarin. There is only one China in the world, and Taiwan is an inseparable part of China's territory. The One China principle is a basic norm of international relations and a universal consensus of the international community. It is the will of the people, the trend of the times, and the righteous cause. The U.S.'s interference in China's legitimate actions to safeguard its national sovereignty and territorial integrity, and its unwarranted accusations against the just actions of relevant countries in upholding the One China principle, are completely distorting the facts and reversing right and wrong. China firmly opposes and will never accept this. China urges the U.S. to abide by the One China principle and the 3 Sino-U.S. joint communiques. Stop interfering in China's internal affairs under the pretext of the Taiwan issue. Stop helping Taiwan consolidate its so-called diplomatic relations, and stop sending wrong signals to the Taiwan independence separatist forces.
Beijing has rejected the accusation, calling the U.S. remarks baseless and defending its actions as legitimate measures to safeguard sovereignty and territorial integrity. At the same time, China has reiterated its high appreciation for the African nations involved, saying their actions align with the One China principle.